What Dana White loves most in this world is a superstar. Someone who's considered a needle mover. Someone that could sell pay-per-views. Someone who's exciting. And most importantly, someone that brings in the most amount of money. Now, the UFC has had its fair share of megastars, with the likes of Brock Lesnar, Conor McGregor, Jon Jones, Adesanya, Anderson Silva, and there's more that I'm missing. But the common theme with the people that I listed and the people that I did not list is that they are either retired or on the brink of retirement. And that brings up the question, who is going to be the next superstar of the UFC, or superstars, I should say. Now, the fighters I'm going to list off are fighters that I could see becoming huge and very popular within the casuals or even the hardcore MMA fan base. I'm going to be taking into account factors such as marketability, their fight style, how well they could talk on a mic. Now, the first fighter I want to mention is an obvious one, just to get him out the way. He's been compared to McGregor a bunch of times, and that's none other than Sean O'Malley. Now, Sean O'Malley is going to grow with popularity as he progresses through his career. He's only 29 years old. He just got the belt. He's arguably the most marketable guy in the UFC right now, the most popular guy in the UFC right now. And the main thing I'd say is that he panders a lot to the teenage, young adult audience, even kids. I mean, just look at him. Every single fight, he comes in with a new exotic color on his hair. Every fight, he comes in with a new tattoo sometimes as well. They got the 6ix9ine tattoo. He does things to get people talking about him. And he does it very well, especially his social media. The only other person that keeps up with social media like Sean O'Malley is Adesanya off of his YouTube. But O'Malley, he's on every platform. He streams, he's on YouTube, Instagram, you name it. And another thing is his merch. His merch is extremely popular. No one does merch like him. And that's just the business aspect. Fighting aspect, he has one of the most fan-friendly styles out there. Kickboxer, a knockout artist. Most of his fights end in dramatic finishes. Look at his last one, knocked out Sterling, which a lot of people are rooting against him. It was stylistically bad matchup, but he pulled through. And he's just going to get bigger and bigger. And he's easily right now the UFC's most valuable asset. The next person I want to mention may come in a little bit of a surprise, but he is in the featherweight division, Ilia Topuria. Now, hardcore MMA fans 100% know about Topuria. I'd even say some of the casual fan base know about Topuria as well. But still, in general, I feel like he's still relatively unknown. Not too many people know him in terms of the casual viewer base. I could see him being a top 5 superstar in the UFC. He has the potential. His fight style is insane. Man comes with just straight violence. No matter where the fight ends up, he comes with straight violence. If it's the hands, he'll box you, kick you, and he throws everything with bad intentions. And his grappling is phenomenal as well. He has a very exciting style, fighting style that is. And also, he's not bad on the mic. You guys remember the back and forth he's had with Paddy Pimblett? He held his own against it, and it was pretty entertaining. And I feel like it's going to just take the right fighter to bring that side out of him, like Paddy Pimblett, where he could trash talk, and he would trash talk. Like, I can see potential in his trash talking. I feel like he's pretty good at it. Another thing I want to mention is his ethnicity. He's Georgian and Spanish. Those are 2 huge MMA markets that he's potentially opening up for. Because if you take a look at his Instagram followers, he has 1.5 million. 1.5 million for a fighter is a lot, especially for a non-champion, is a lot of followers. So just based off his marketability in terms of his fight style, he's also pretty good on the mic. It just is going to take the right fighter to bring that side out of him as well, which is, I feel like, is just going to boost his career even more. Which leads me to the next person, is Paddy Pimblett. Now, a lot of y'all might disagree with me on that. The main reason being is that he arguably lost his last fight. He shit talks a lot. I'm not gonna lie, his accent is thick as hell, and I could sometimes barely understand what he's saying. But I just feel like, damn, he's low-key spitting right now. So that's that. He's good on the mic. His fight style is pretty entertaining as well, excluding his last outing. But usually he likes to stand and bang, which everybody loves a stand and bang fight. He could also he has great jiu-jitsu, you cannot lie. But the issue I see with him is that he may be too cocky. Actually, not maybe too cocky. He is too cocky. Especially in the last fight against Jared Gordon. He was saying a whole lot of shit, how he's going to finish him, he's going to do all that. And he barely got through him. But the main selling point is his shit talking. He talks a lot of shit. He talks extremely highly of himself, which makes people want to see him get knocked out. And whether you like it or not, that does generate more pay-per-view sales. If there's a fighter that everybody hates and they just are dying to see him get knocked out, he's gonna sell fights. Purely for the fact that everybody wants to see this man get flatlined. That's why I feel like he could become a huge star just off that factor alone. And I do have to admit, he does need to get better at fighting, finishing people. Maybe his last fight was kind of just a fluke performance. Maybe his injury did play a big factor on why the fight was boring and he arguably lost. He had a lot of time away, and now he pretty much gets fed Tony Ferguson. And if he goes out and finishes Tony Ferguson, grabs the mic, and shit talks like he always does, that's going to bring a lot of eyes on him as well. Now, the next person up is another no surprise. It's Khamzat Chimaev. Now, Khamzat Chimaev, even the casual fan base knows him. He has about like 5 million followers on IG. He has an extremely fast-paced, aggressive style for one round. But it's still there. And he talks just reckless. He just talks crazy. I can't even say if he's talking shit or not. He just talks insane. Like he's gonna kill the whole roster or something. Like that's not even shit talking. Some of these guys might want to get a restraining order against him. But I do have to admit, similar to Paddy's, Khamzat's last fight against Usman wasn't nothing special at all. Now granted, he did mention that he had a broken hand, which could have played a huge part. But his next fight up is against Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland does not back down of talking shit. He'll talk shit in the cage as well. And outside the cage, he has a comedy career lined up for him after the fact. Because the man is funny as hell. And he'll talk shit to anybody. Which is going to be perfect against Chimaev. Because that might bring out Chimaev talking shit. And Chimaev talking shit's because of his accent and the language barrier. Might not get through. Which is going to make the whole ordeal so much more funnier. So much more eyes watching. The UFC is going to sell the shit out of that fight. Because, in a way, Strickland and Khamzat, they're both lunatics. So that fight's going to sell. And if Khamzat could get it done, he has the belt and hopefully stays active, he could very much well be another superstar. He damn well already is another superstar in the UFC. He does generate a lot of views, a lot of new fresh eyes to the sport in terms of the casual viewer base. And if he has a belt on his shoulder, that's just going to open up so many more matchups. The next person that I believe can be a UFC superstar very soon actually is Jiri Prochazka. The reason being is because of his similarities to Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson was a fan favorite fighter. And the main reason, it was just his crazy fight style, his unorthodox crazy fight style, I should say. And his training methods were so, there's no words to describe his training methods. He was kicking poles, doing like barrel rolls and shit. But sadly, Tony's time is done. But we got a replacement in Jiri Prochazka. I'd say he's an upgraded Ferguson that just can't speak as much of English. He has a crazy fight style. Insane fight style. Catch the eyes of a lot of viewers. A lot of new viewers as well. He also has crazy training regimens as well, just similar to Tony Ferguson. He markets himself as a as a modern day samurai, which he is the closest modern day samurai you could find. And just off his unusual character and his crazy fight style alone, slowly building him up would be perfect for the UFC. I feel like he has the potential to be a needle mover in the company. He also could open up the market for the Czech Republic. I've heard that he is the first Czech Republican born fighter to win the UFC belt. So he's probably huge in the Czech Republic, one of their top athletes, top celebrities, and slowly but surely he's gonna come around to the general casual viewer base and be a pay-per-view star. And the last and final person that I want to mention that I could see being a potential pay-per-view star is Tom Aspinall. Now, Tom Aspinall is pretty big in the UK fan base. They made a theme song for him.
Stop me, Aspinall! Aspinall! Stop me, Aspinall!
I don't know many fighters with theme songs where the fans chant his name like he's an 8-time platinum recording artist. They're chanting a song they made up for him. The fans made him a song. So off fan base alone, I would assume he has a very loyal and big fan base over in the UK. And his fight style, he is one of the most skilled heavyweights at the time, even in history. I'll go so far as to say that even in history. He has such crisp boxing, crisp footwork, crispy jiu-jitsu, just everything. He's one of the most well-rounded fighters in the UFC in general. And being well-rounded at heavyweight at that is very rare to come by. The only other person is Jon Jones, the greatest fighter in history. The only thing I feel like is missing is him shit-talking. I feel like if he just talks mad shit about everyone, finishes everybody, he'll be top 3 biggest star in the UFC. I could guarantee it. He has a very casual, friendly fight style. Pairing that up, if he was to talk shit, bro, that would sell. But Tom Aspinall is just a nice guy as it is. He mentioned that he doesn't like talking shit. He doesn't want to be fake, and that's absolutely fine. He's pretty well spoken on the mic as well. He'll get around to that. Just off his fight style, and he's already huge in the UK. Headlined 2 of their events. All it's gonna take is him to break through in the US viewer base, which he could very much well do at MSG in about 2 weeks. 2 weeks, give or take. As he goes up against Pavlovich for the interim heavyweight title. If he was to get that, that would be the key to break through the US casual viewer base. And if he gets it done, which I believe he would get it done against Pavlovich, believe it or not, I really do. I could see him winning that fight. I feel like that would bring his career to a whole new level. Especially if that means the next fight is going to be with Jon Jones. That very may well be the most skilled heavyweight fight in history. But that concludes the video, guys. Let me know what you guys think, as always. Do you agree with some of my picks? Do you disagree with some of my picks? Are there fighters that I did not mention that you guys see possibly becoming pay-per-view stars or superstars in general in the sport? Let me know in the comments below, of course. Once again, I appreciate the support. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers already, which I have no words to. I honestly don't. All I can say is I really do appreciate the support. It's been insane. Hopefully you guys keep it going. If you guys have any video suggestions as well, want to get my opinion on really anything fight related, you could drop them in the comments as well. And I'll catch you guys on the next video.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?